Have you ever thought about what makes the perfect first pet? Well, many people may say that a fish makes the perfect first pet, a hamster, or even a dog. If you are considering getting your very first pet, you need to think whether or not you are able to handle another creature that depends on you for food, water, and also you need to show love and attention to them as well. In my survey, I did ask if people prefer dogs or cats. Everybody said dogs. This isn't a video about whether or not dogs are better than cats or cats are better than dogs. I honestly love dogs. I love them so much. I have a dog of my own and I love her so much. But in my video, I will try to persuade you that getting a cat is the best first pet to have. The reason is because you don't need to train them and you don't have to give them as much attention as dogs do. You don't have to put so much of your time, if you're a busy person like I am, with school, work, with a cat you don't have to put as much time and effort on them. Cats are more independent than dogs are, and they are able to make their own decisions most of the time. And cats are loving companions, for when we feel lonely. They are loving. Most people say that cats are not as loving as dogs. Dogs and cats have their own ways of showing how they love us. My cat, she loves our family and she loves our dog. And I will show you a short little video of my cat licking my dog and showing how much she loves her. The sources that I will be using in my speech is an article called Cats Make Great First Pets for Children from perfectlove.net, another article called What If Everything You Think About Cats Is Wrong by Nina Stroklik, and another article called Science Proves That Cats Are Even More Awesome Than We Thought by R.J. Skinner, and 7 Types of Hyperallergenic Cat Breeds by omelette.co.uk. So to start with, if you are a person who doesn't have a lot of time because they're busy, but you are lonely and you want an animal in the house or apartment or wherever you live, a cat really is the perfect first pet. You don't need to train them. If you do get a kitten, the only thing you most likely will have to train is their litter box and where it is and how to use it and all that, and it usually doesn't take too long. When I got Chanel, my cat now, when we brought her home, she was perfectly fine with knowing where the litter box is, how to use it, so it didn't take as much time to train her with that. However, with my dog, when she was a puppy, it took us months to train her to be potty trained. The other thing is that you also have to train the dog to be obedient so they don't disobey us. We can teach them tricks and all that kind of stuff. The other thing is that cats are independent animals, which means that they don't need our help as much as dogs do. They can make their own decisions. In the article, What If Everything You Think About Cats Is Wrong by Nina Stroklik, there was a study that was tested on dogs and cats, which determined if dogs are able to solve a problem or a puzzle more than cats. So when the test was done, they noticed that dogs depended more on their owners or the humans, and the cats tried to figure out the puzzle itself and tried to keep going forward without being dependent on somebody. Cats are loving animals and they love everybody. It just depends on the type of cat, honestly. There was a recent study formed in Oregon State University that cats may actually enjoy human interaction over food. There were these cats that were put together. They were in a room and they were left alone for a few hours with just food, toys, and some catnip. And after a few hours, some people came in and 50% of the cats went to the humans to just interact with them. They chose the humans over food. There are a lot of people that are actually allergic to cats. They are not actually allergic to cats themselves. They're actually allergic to the protein that is produced inside of cat saliva, urine, and some parts of the skin. That protein is called FeLD1. When a cat usually licks themselves, the protein sticks onto the fur, and when the fur gets released into the air, when we pet the cat, then the fur starts flying everywhere, and the fur will most likely go inside the nose through the airway, and that's what causes the allergic reaction. Usually you'll either get like sneezing or runny nose or coughing, even hives. If you are severely allergic to cats, I highly recommend not to get a cat, because if you do have very severe reactions, then there's a chance that you could be hospitalized if you do interact with a cat. There are cats that don't produce as much of this protein, such as the Sphinx or the Russian blue or the Bengal, and there's a lot more too. It's the cats that don't have as much fur, like the Sphinx, or very short fur. So that's a pretty good cat to have if you are somewhat allergic to cats. In conclusion, cats do make the best first pets because they don't need to be trained as much and don't need as much attention. They can make their own decisions because of their independence and their characteristics, and they are loving companions towards us when we feel lonely. So if you are considering getting your very first pet, I highly recommend getting a cat.